Hello friends, my name's the Real Emile and welcome back to Forza Horizon 2. Today I have a new microphone which sounds very nice. It's a blue snowball. I've got a pop filter over it which cost me like £8 and it sounds quite good, or at least in the things I can hear. If my voice is a bit too quiet in places, please do tell me and I can address it later. Anyways, considering we did retro supercars last time I was in Horizon 2, I figured we'd do modern supercars today, and I have one of the most ultimates of these supercars, which is the 458 Speciale, which apparently is a quite good handling car. I don't really know, I haven't tried it on this game yet, so let's us go and see what it is like. Okay, we shall go to, let's do a circuit race in it, see what it's like. Right, go, speed. There we go, okay. It's still got the usual mid-engine rear-wheel drive thing of fling you off into a wall if you launch it way too fast. Bit of... There you go, welcome to there. Pull the handbrake, of course, because everyone loves a bit of handbrake action. Speed, there we go. Round them, round there. Into there. Odds your uncle, tiddles your fiddles. There we go, Citadel Circuit, let's go. So, the Ferrari 458 is a car I've never really been a huge fan of. I've never really liked the look of it. And I've never really liked the way that reviewers sort of gave it a clean pass over the MP4-12C. A lot of people said the 458 isn't better than 12C, but it looks better and it drives better than all of them. Well, it doesn't drive better, but it feels more soulful. And the soulful thing I can get, but does it look better than an MP4-12C? If it does, only slightly. However, Ferrari, considering the 458 is officially taking its last dying breaths as we speak, before it gets replaced by the 488 GTB, they have bought out a sort of ultimate 458, similar to what they did with the 430 Scuderia, and this is it, if I can find that. There we go. The 458 Speciale. Now, as far as looks, I think this looks absolutely fantastic compared to the standard 458. Yes, it's only got a few more dips and grills and stuff, but I think it does look fantastic compared to the original. I wouldn't say it's my favourite, well, it's not the best looking supercar in the world, not by a long shot. And I still think the 650S might take it on looks alone, but it is quite a cool looking car. I love the stripe, and I quite like the look of it. Now, they have stuck a bit more power in it. I believe it's got 600 horsepower. I'm not 100%, but I believe it has. And I think it's 616 horsepower, maybe, or 611. I'll check in a minute. And it's also got pretty much the same torque as the original. So it's basically only been tuned up a little bit. I believe they've gave it a better exhaust, and that's about it, really. What is quite remarkable is the way this car drives. It's quite planted, actually. It's really quite nice to drive. It's a lot nicer than your usual Ferrari is. You usually expect a Ferrari to be oversteery, but this, if anything, it's very slightly understeery. But it's a pretty fantastic car to drive. Look at that. If I did that in an MP412C or an original 458, I probably would have been killed then. But because it's this one, you get so much grip on the corners, and I'll smack that because I'm an idiot. But yeah, you get a hell of a lot of grip in this car. It's quite nice. Yeah, I like it. Grip-wise, anyway. Ooh, God. Now, I believe this thing costs... Ooh, I don't know. I shall check in a minute. Whether it's good value for money or not, we'll find that out in a minute. It has got beautifully short gear ratios as well, which is good. Especially considering the last time out we drove... Oh god, we drove the Diablo, that had quite long gears, and before that we drove the XJ220, which had the longest gears I've ever seen in Forza history. Save for when we were building the first gear challenge cars, where we tried to get a car as fast as it could go in first gear. I think the winner for that was a 333 Stradelli, but that's always what happens. We didn't even bother running an ultimate because we knew that would probably win, but we wanted to be a bit more diverse and not just simply use that like everyone else does. There we go. bunch of credits. There we go. That's not quite going to pay for the 458, but hey, oh, there she goes. Oh dear. Total ultimate skills. What's an ultimate skill? Is that like the best of the best? I don't really know. So, how much does this car cost? It costs... I was kind of hoping to just open the DLC board. Ferrari is going to be somewhere down here. There they are, 458. 270,000. The normal 458 costs 214,000. Is it really worth the extra money, considering there's not really that much more power to it? Yeah, I would say so. I haven't driven the normal 458 on here, but I have driven it on Forza 5, and I can report that it's actually pretty terrible, as I throw a 360 through it. Right, considering we've used this now, 597 horsepower, there you go. Considering we've used this, I figured we'd use another Horizon-only car, and this is sort of what it's got to go up against. We have got the... Ooh, should we use the 650S or do we use the Huracan? We shall use the Huracan, yes. Because, of course, this is what the 458 Speciale has got to go up against. The Lamborghini Huracan, which is Lamborghini's latest shot at a supercar. Or rather, a younger, everyday supercar. We got to run, I believe it's a sprint street race, yeah, same thing. We got a few 458s out front. We got a Lamborghini Gallardo, which for some reason isn't in the bike car section. That always confused me. I think the Gallardo got replaced by the Huracan, but they didn't really. They already made a model for the Gallardo. I don't really know. I hope they bring it in the game at some point though, because the Gallardo, I didn't like it when it was first launched, but after a while I did quite like it. I know this race. This race is arse. But yes, the Lamborghini Huracan released last year. I believe it was later on last year. It's a car which, upon its release, it didn't really garner much great reviews, if you will. A lot of people said it looked boring. I wouldn't say it looks boring. I wouldn't even say it looks half bad. I don't get why the game does that. You've seen the front of this car before. Anyway, check your Horizon 2 case if you haven't before. We've got bloody Dead Mouse 458 as well there. Anyone who gets that joke gets a cookie. Just saying. We are going to lose this race. I think we are. But yes, anyway, the Huracan received mixed reviews, considering its sort of conservative styling, which is never good for a Lamborghini. Personally, I don't think it looks terrible, but I definitely think it doesn't look adventurous enough. It looks quite mundane, which is a bad word to use for a Lamborghini, particularly a brand new Lamborghini, especially considering the Aventador that we've had recently and the Veneno. You'd figure that they'd go for something a bit crazy and not just sort of make something that looks like a mini Aventador. Admittedly, that's sort of what this thing's supposed to be, but no, I don't like the styling. As far as it is to drive, it's pretty okay. The four-wheel drive system doesn't create too much understeer. It's nowhere near as nice as the 458 to drive, but it's all right. We're gonna. Please tell me it's not going to be beaten by a Gallardo. Its younger siblings or older siblings. Sorry. Yes, it is, because I've cocked gear change up. Yeah, there you go. It's still slower than a Gallardo if it's being driven by an idiot. Oh dear. So yeah, the Huracan, I don't particularly like this car. I can understand why some people do. I think it's not an ugly car by any standards. It looks okay. It's just, it's not, for me, it's not the Lamborghini I'd go for. If I was given money for a Huracan, I'd probably spend it on a second-hand Aventador. Anyway, that is about wrapping us up for this first episode of Modern Supercars. Please join me for next time when hopefully we'll use a car that looks a bit more exciting than this does. Anyway, friends, until next time, my name's been the Real Emile, and I will see you guys next time. Wait, no, it's not that anymore, is it? It's until next time, farewell.